Put in the chat where you guys are listening from. And again, this is a very new platform, so I'm pretty interested on where y'all are coming from and where y'all listening from. And I'm pretty much stalling while I get my notes. This has been a very exciting day, to say the least. Let's see. Okay. So again, I'll probably edit some of this first part out. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am in LA. If you just joined us, you see there's a change in the background. I'm not in Jersey. But let's just get right into it. Y'all know I started this off with an opening monologue so you can know exactly what tonight's show is going to be about. As y'all know, it's no BS, no gimmicks. We literally just go straight to some of the things that are concerning me when it comes to nutritional wellness, when it comes to our health, the media, these companies in the United States. Just really having a conversation, calling it out. So we're all on the same page and you all can be more prepared about what it looks like to have a sustainable nutritional wellness journey for you and for your family. So, welcome back to Wellness Wednesday's nightcap. And let me tell you right now, tonight we're cutting through the BS. I'm fired up because everywhere you turn, there's another gimmick, another scam, another lie being sold to you as health. You've got supplement companies pushing magic pills and powders that promise to melt fat while they're all really just doing is melting your wallet. And that's facts. You got plastics in our kitchens, in our containers, our plates, even the tools we cook with that are leaching microplastics. They are hormone disruptors and chemicals that are leaching into our bodies as well. And don't even get me started on the seed oil debate, which we're going to talk about tonight. Half of the internet says it's poison. The other half, who are influencers and who are paid and make money off of the oils and the companies that pay them, are saying that they're heart healthy. Meanwhile, the truth is way more complicated, and the food industry loves that confusion because it keeps you buying whatever they put in front of you. Here's the deal. I'm not here to play safe or keep it polite for the big corporations. I'm here to expose it all, give you the truth, and show you how to take your power back. Because at the end of the day, your health isn't about chasing fads, miracle supplements, or what some TikTok influencer is selling you. Your health is about building sustainable habits, eating real food, and cutting through the noise. That's why I always come back to the flexitarian lifestyle. That's what I am. It's flexible, it's balanced, and it keeps you focused on what actually matters. Whole foods, smart choices, and freedom from the lies being sold to you every single day. So tonight, buckle up. We're exposing the scams, calling out the toxic products in your kitchen, and breaking down the seed oil drama once and for all because health is wealth. And y'all know I'm just here to make sure you're getting paid. So just right off the bat, it's something I remember growing up, and I don't know if I'm telling my age. Some of y'all might remember this, but it was called Trim Spa, and it was the lady passed away. I can't remember her name. Something Jen. I don't know if it's Jennifer or Anna Nicole, I believe. And it was a burner. It was this is when thermogenics was something that was really popular, and it was burning fat. That's what they were saying. The claim was it was burning fat, and people were buying it left and right. And what was actually happening is it was clearing out bowels, but it was causing side effects and GI issues, and causing issues with kidneys and liver and a lot of other stuff. You don't see that product out like that anymore. That's what usually happens. The issue now though with when it comes to weight loss pills and weight loss supplements, I don't know if you understand this because I shared it in one of the other episodes that supplements do not have to be pre-approved by the FDA when they're sold in the United States of America. The FDA says that they have to make sure, meaning the manufacturer has to make sure that their product is safe. Now, what happens when the product isn't safe and they already made their monies and they're in some other country that we can't find them, China, Russia, Turks and Caicos, you never know. They're somewhere else. The founder or whoever these people who wanted to make out with your money, they are somewhere else. and sometimes they fall outside the law. They have these shell companies, they have these gimmicky, oopsie daisy kind of structures, and it's hard to follow the money. And what happens is they go on TikTok, they go on Instagram, they go on Facebook, they do a Google ads, and they're using everyday people like us. And like I told you, I'm in LA, and it's not uncommon to get an opportunity to market someone's product. It's very, very common, and usually they're called UGC, user generated content. And we don't know the claims, we don't know the science behind it. All they say is, "Hey, listen, you got the face, you got the smile, you got the energy. I'm going to send you my product. I'm going to send you some film notes, how to record the product, and $150, $200, $300, done." Now you multiply that by 100 people, by 200 people throughout the country. They didn't spend that much, and they make it seem like everyday people are using the product. So they'll find someone who looks like the end result that they saying the product gets you to. So obviously, if it's a weight loss supplement, they're not going to get someone who's still overweight to promote the product. They're going to look for someone who's a fitness influencer, someone who is a gym enthusiast, and they're already in shape. And they go give them a couple of bucks. They're going to promote the product. You're going to look at this, and you're going to look at this as truth, especially the whole thing now is not they're not looking for Instagram accounts or TikTok accounts with millions of followers. They're looking for the ones with they call it micro followers. So they're looking for the ones with 2,000, maybe 3,000 followers. Anything under 10,000 followers, they look to amplify their money more because they realize, hey, this is an everyday person. Why would they lie? And they're going to be more believable because this is a mom who's doing it. You see pictures of her kids, you see her going to the gym, you see her going to work. Why would she not be trustworthy? And why, if she's saying this product worked, why wouldn't you believe it? That is the gimmick. And that's what mostly happens. There's no research. I'm telling you, there's no research out there for any one particular product that's not FDA approved that's going to show a weight loss supplement that you get over the counter or on Amazon or anywhere online, and it's going to be effective at you losing weight the healthy way. There's none. It has not been one. There is none. I'm telling you, it just hasn't been one. You can look it up. You can Google it now. You can chat GPT. You will understand that a lot of the wool has been put over our eyes, and they do such a great job marketing these products, especially the supplements when it comes to weight loss. And here's something. So most of the manufacturers have to self-regulate. There are third-party companies that give a label on the back of a supplement product to say how effective it is, but those companies aren't really governed by anyone either. So, in other words, there's my name is Chef D, nutrition and wellness guy. I formulated these beauty pills. These are beauty pills, and these beauty pills will help you be more beautiful. Now, I have to make sure that these beauty pills won't make you sick, and these beauty pills aren't going to poison you. And I can't make a uh, clinical claim about these beauty pills. Aesthetically, hey, they're going to make you more beautiful. I could sell millions of those pills, and nothing will happen as far as any legal issues because guess what? They didn't hurt anyone. So the efficacy of the pills aren't cross-checked by anyone. Efficacy is like the bioavailability. How effective are they? Also, whatever I'm saying in the pills, like I could put on there gluten-free, no fillers, no preservatives, all natural, and throw some familiar ingredients in there, vitamin E, and maybe some hydrochloric acid. I'm talking about supplement fill. This is not a topical thing, but let's just say it's in there. At the end of the day, vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin D, I could put all the alphabet in there. And those things have been known to do certain functions, and I can just ride on that and then sell you guys these pills. So I'm just on the soapbox because a lot of us sometimes are desperate to lose weight. We really want to lose weight. We're tired of feeling the way we feel. we want we want a better life. We want to get healthier. We want more energy. We want to get out the shower and feel better about ourselves, especially on we're looking online and social media and we're seeing all these other people who make it look so easy. And I just want to, again, I just want to put my heart out there and let y'all know it's not going to be by a weight loss supplement pill you see online. It's no such thing. It's never happened. It's never going to happen. Now, again, this is not popular. This is not popular, and I'm not worried about it because I don't plan for my channel to ever have the endorsement or whatever the case may be. So I always want to be that voice that if I'm ever promoting something on here, it's because I've tried it, clients tried it, and we've seen results. I'm not gonna, you're not gonna be able to buy me. You're not gonna be able to say, and again, like they always say, you talk that talk now. You only got 10 viewers, but I'm telling you, that's just how I'm wired. I've been that way, and maybe that's why it's been such a slow ascension for me to get to where I'm going. But I'm fine with that because I don't have to look over my shoulders. I can sleep good at night, and I believe that the God, my God, who powers me to do this, the conviction is there. And I feel like I'm doing this to make him proud, just period. So whenever I get before you guys, that's why it's so important for me to make these Wellness Wednesday lives episodes. That's why it's so important for me to be on my podcast to give you guys red flags and micro habits and top foods that I release every week. Because honestly, that is my purpose. This don't feel like work. It just feels like this is my love language to you all. Seriously. So if I see BS and I see these gimmicks, I'm gonna call it out because I don't have to answer to them. I'm not scared of them. I'm not worried about what all the stuff they have access to and the opportunities they can provide. I don't care. I'm just tired of people getting ripped off. And I'm letting you guys know now. The next time you see an ad on Instagram and you see a specialty ad, the labeling is so creative. The front of the label has all of these different promises and all of this different language. Run, run, run. Just don't waste your money on another supplement. The last five you purchased did not work. And the reason for it is because it's all fluff. And they won't be held accountable because they have figured out how to language their product and how to stay in the law. I'm gonna leave it there. I'll go on. There was a study. I'll say this as people it's like, hey, where's the science, so there was a study found that 776 weight loss supplements contain hidden pharmaceuticals. So in other words, they are harmful or they may have been harmful or dangerous substance to the body because if they're pharmaceuticals they should have been prescribed. So sometimes they'll get desperate and they'll put something in there for some type of effect without going through the proper channels for testing and safety, because if it's pharmaceutical they have to go through a whole another way to make sure it's safe for us. That's when the FDA does get involved. But the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, they get involved. Obviously, if false claims were made, people are getting hurt, and it's just egregious. Obviously, they're going to get involved, but that's usually after the fact. Company has sold millions of units or hundreds of thousands of units, and you already spent your money, and they're somewhere in another country. You don't know who they are, especially with AI now. They'll if product is marketed to black people, they'll get black AI, they'll get black actors, they'll get black and brown influencers to promote the product. And it's someone from another country who is just scamming us. Same thing if they want the Latin Hispanic population, if they want the white population. I'm telling you, because I'm out here in LA, I see how they put it in the different ads when it comes to acting and when it comes to UGC content. Take my word for it, not chat GPT, Google it. But you'll see like, wow, like this is crazy how this is legal. Also, when it comes to, you'll see caffeine pills, green tea extract. These, yes, sometimes they show a small effect because they are using a natural product, but based on the processing and based on how small of an amount it's in there, it's not getting you the results you can get that you're promised and worth the money you just spent. Um, yeah, the influencers who profit these, they get affiliate links, and they're pushing these unrealistic expectations. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I think there's another talking point I did want to share with you all, and it came to right now, what you're probably going to start seeing a lot more is protein, 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 protein. So this is like the rise of protein packed foods. So if you just the next time you go in the supermarket or you're in the store, look at how many products are promoting protein. This is like this is the new way that some of these ultra processed companies are finding a way to get around to get your attention. So, in other words, it's ultra processed junk with just more protein in it. So, you'll see something, it'll say, 10 grams of protein, high protein, 15 grams of protein per serving, and no added sugar. And it'll probably say gluten free, and it'll say no artificial flavoring. And you're already sold. You're like, this is the product I need. However, you got to turn to the back of the label. There's natural flavors, which we talked about the last episode, which is just about the same as artificial flavor, but it's derived from one ingredient is derived from a natural source. Their profiles are pretty similar. The other thing is it's even though it may not have cane sugar, it is loaded with some type of sugar alcohol or some type of sweetener that is not healthy or not good for insulin resistance and diabetics and all that other stuff like that. The other things are there are fillers, there are seed oils, and there's other ingredients inside that product that again is junk food with the protein label on the front. So I just want you all to just be a little bit more conscious about protein being advertised on products now. I'm telling you, I don't know if you've already seen it. Start looking for it on labels. You're going to notice in supermarkets and a lot of other areas that they are jamming protein down your face. There are protein cookies. There are protein snacks for your kids. There are protein. There's protein everywhere. And one of the reasons for this is because they want you to ignore the fact that you're eating an ultra processed food or you're eating a processed food, and when you see protein, because your doctor say you need to increase your protein, or gym bros or gym gals, you need your protein. So you're hooked. Anything that has protein and it tastes sweet and it tastes good, you're like, this has to be good for me. But it's not. Just because it says natural doesn't mean it's healthy for you. I'm telling you, that's just what it is. And I want you to start doing your own research, turning over the back of that label at the ingredient list. And we'll leave it at that. So one of the things that seems like what they're doing with these protein snacks, check the calories. The calories, I promise you, the calories are going to be pretty high. Uh, you're still going to see sugar in there. You're going to see a bad fat of some sort. You're going to see some type of crazy fat because that's usually how they're stabling these processed foods. And we're going to get into seed oils probably next. We'll get into seed oils. No, we're getting into plastics in the kitchen, but that's what I want you to look out for. I want you to look out for the reality is if your diet is already protein adequate, these snacks are unnecessary calories. They're ultra processed food. They're just there to trick you. And I don't want this to be a doom and gloom episode. Again, I just want to start exposing some of the things that are targeted to us, um, and have us spending our money unnecessarily. That's all it is. I just want to have you keep more money in your pocket, especially when it comes to your nutrition and wellness journey. Um, yeah, I'm gonna get into plastics. All right, so something next topic. So that was topic one, supplements, weight loss, and protein. Topic number two for tonight: plastics and toxic products in the kitchen, mostly toxic plastics. So I want you tonight to assess your kitchen. How many plastic utensils do you have? And how many plastic containers do you have? Whether it's Tupperware, mixing bowls, cutting boards. That's the main ones. I want you to check that out. Now, what's happening, and this is becoming an issue, the science is out there already. The science is being exposed left and right. So you're going to start, what I'm telling you now, you're going to start seeing in the news and you're going to start hearing a lot more and really soon. And this comes to the fact that a lot of these products, they are releasing BPA's, they're releasing microplastics, and they're tricking you because a lot of them say microwave safe. So this also includes paper plates. This also includes disposable plates that have that shiny coating over it that we put in the microwave to warm up our food. It includes that. This also includes plastic spoons and forks that we use to eat, disposable plastic spoons and forks. This includes that. What's happening is with the cooking utensils, we'll start with that. When you have the plastic tongs, when you have the plastic spatula that you're using in high heat, and I'm not even talking about frying. That's another level. I'm talking about just something hot. You have a hot skillet, a hot pan, and you're taking the plastic and the contact of the plastic with the hot pan. That is releasing microplastics in your food. Now, smaller doses is what a lot of the companies are arguing and saying, hey, it's not harmful in small doses. However, there's a thing that when you have these, they call it. Let me make sure I get you guys right. They call it do, 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 bioaccumulation. So bioaccumulation is chemicals build up in your body over time as they are not easily broken down or excreted. And when that happens, they potentially get to dangerous levels. So a lot of these plastics in the food, when they get heated up, these are starting to cause cancer issues. These are causing reproductive hormone issues. They've already found these in animal studies. So this is no secret. I'm not on some conspiracy theories. This is exactly what it is. They are hormone disruptors, and they have been linked to several different kinds of cancers. The issue with cancer and finding its source is that nowadays in our modern society, so many things are causing cancer that it's hard to pinpoint what it was that caused your cancer. It can either be the food you're eating, it could be VOCs or like plugins or volatile organic compounds, things in the air. It could be the environment outside. It could be plastics in the food. It could be the endocrine disruptors that we have in our cosmetic products. Listen, there's so many things that are cause or have been known to cause cancer that it's sometimes hard to pinpoint, especially as you get older, what has caused you cancer. That's why it's pretty phenomenal in a good way with the Johnson and Johnson talc powder, with the baby powder, that all those people were able to link it back to the baby powder. That's not a known thing. That's rare. Every once in a while, you'll see on the news that it's so egregious that they're able to pinpoint because so many people in a specific area suffered the same thing. And Camp Lejeune, and you'll see a lot of different things online where these lawyers are paying for these spaces, and they say, "Hey, have you been affected by such and such and such? Call now," and it's all for lawsuit purposes, or not so much lawsuit, but class action lawsuits. Also, when it comes to plastics in the food, it's not so much that it's the plastic that's dangerous. It's when it gets heated up or when it gets chipped or when it gets damaged. That's when you have to look out for. And this is what people aren't really talking about. Where are you buying these utensils from? So I'm guilty as charged. I have been known to buy plastic utensils from the dollar store and any of the dollar stores and not realizing that some of those products are made in China. Some of those products have not been kitchen tested or heat tested. They are marketed as kitchen products. However, the quality of it, and they know their target market. You pay $2 for a pair of tongs. With even with inflation, that's insane. How did they properly tested? How do you know that this product is safe under heat? You don't, and it's not. So you want to start. I know you're like, okay, so what do we do instead? Start looking at other products that are going to be safer for you and your family. For starters, wood. Wood. And I know back in the day, the issue with wood was when it starts to splinter or when it starts to get worn, then that was a breeding ground for bacteria and germs. So you're not going to keep your wood spoon or wood spatula or wood, cooking utensils long. You just won't. The quality ones will last because they have a finish on them that are safe. But if you're getting them cheap, they won't last. Above that, stainless steel. So if you can invest in stainless steel cooking utensils, you are above the game. You are doing well for you and your family because you're not worried about stainless steel leaching into your food. And then obviously you also have silicone. I'm mixed about that. Generally, inherently, it is safer, but I'm still mixed about that. I'm a stainless steel wood kind of guy when it comes to cooking utensils in the kitchen. And again, I'm not saying go in your kitchen and throw all your plastic utensils away. I'm not saying that. I just want you to be aware so you can start making an informed decision on what you're going to do going forward when it comes to you and your family's health. We want to start reducing as many things that cause cancer as possible. So that way, in the event there is some company who just illegally did the wrong thing and their product does cause cancer, you can weigh out everything else in your life. You can say, hey, I have a whole diet, a whole food diet. I'm physically fit, or I'm staying physically active in my life. I'm staying away from VOCs, which are like plugins in the house and just bad odors and fragrances that, put in the house. I'm staying away from a lot of aerosols, like cleaning products in the house, that just stays without proper ventilation. And then you can start pinpointing the things that have been known to harm you. And this is just me like really upfront with you all. This is a total different pace from my podcast and from my content. This is my heart here. So I'm saying this stuff with the possibility of my stuff never getting pushed by YouTube, or never, or always being limited because of the nature of the conversation. But it is what it is. I'm going to still say what I say. I'm still going to share what I know and what I believe to be true because that's my conviction. Just what it is. Also, I want you all to know that just because it says freezer safe and microwave safe doesn't mean you want to freeze your food in plastic or microwave your food in plastic. Best case scenario is glass. Yes, it seems more expensive, but again, we're talking about your health. What is the price for your health? If these companies and these studies are now starting to come out and show that their products are causing disruption in your reproductive system and in your endocrine system, it's there. This it's not even a hidden thing. It's showing that it's in animal studies. What else would you need to switch? So start looking at how to make the investment with um products in your house. Again, this is just in the kitchen. We're trying to reduce the toxic plastics in our kitchen. Maybe this month or the end of the rest of this year, you'll get rid of cooking utensils that are plastic. It's a start. Nobody has that kind of time to get rid of everything at once, but it's a start. Then maybe next year, or maybe next month, or maybe for Christmas, you'll put on your wish list. Hey, I don't want plastic, or poor quality plastic in my home when it comes to my Tupperware. I want to switch over to glass, or I want to switch over to ceramic, which is another great game changer, with the rubber lid, or with a modified hybrid plastic lid. Stainless steel. Get you some stainless steel bowls. It'll bless your life. I mean, plastic bowls are cool, but they stain and they leak and they chip and they wear. A good stainless steel bowl is going to last you and your family for quite some time, and you're not worried about if you put a hot product in there that the plastic, the microplastic is leaching in your food, and then you get the bio accumulation. We're not worried about that with the stainless steel. Also, they now have compositable disposables. So there's a lot of products out there now that are made from trees, or made from biodegradable natural products. Those I'm like mixed on. I like the concept, but I feel like they're usually flimsy, or if they get wet, the integrity of them are not as good. But there are some great ones on the market, so I don't want you to discount that. And it is another alternative to just using plastic, especially plastic from like the dollar store, or some of these really inferior stores that you didn't pay really much for it. Don't get me started on if you got it off of Temu or Etsy or Amazon. You think you're getting such a good deal, not realizing it's such an inferior product from another country that has not been regulated by our laws and by our standards, which sometimes is not saying much, but if you know, you know. All right, I'm done with that. I feel like y'all like, oh my gosh, he really, we didn't know he was coming for this. Yes, a lot of you are having bloating issues, you're having digestive issues, you're having mood issues, and not understanding that when your gut microbiome is off, it's usually because of what we're feeding it and what we're introducing in our environments. So if I'm sharing with you that, hey, listen, there's is a product out there that could be harming, and when I say could be, it's just saying for you and your family. It has been known to cause these issues up to cancer. You know, at some point you got to face the man in the mirror. You got to say it got to go. And you can't argue it. You can't try to justify it, or you can't try to like glaze over it. Like these things are really causing issues in our kids. They're causing issues in our household. And I'm telling you guys, I probably seem like a whack, but it's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being the bad guy when it comes to giving bad news because somebody has to do it. And based on the capitalistic side of our country, it's more profitable to spread the gimmick than it is to tell the truth. It's just way more profitable. Let's go to sleep hygiene. I want to talk about sleep. This was if you have time, you can go back to my podcast. So my podcast is called Nutritional Wellness Guide Podcast. And every week I do content reels. So I usually do a specific health function. So for instance, week 4, yeah, week 4 or episode 4, we did gut health, or we did gut health for 3, but 4 we did sleep health. So all that week we did red flags that your sleep health may be struggling. We did micro habits to help improve better sleep health. And then I always do like the top foods, like 3 top foods that you can incorporate in your diet to contribute to better sleep health. And then I'll do a solo podcast episode, which, I did. And then I'll do another episode with a guest called Coach's Corner, where I bring on a doctor or herbalist or healer of some sort, and we go deeper. So if you have some time, go back to that. I think it was the 4th week of us starting this journey. Can you believe we're in week I don't know what week. I gotta look that up. I don't want to say the wrong thing. But as far as podcasts, we're like episode 25, 26, which is pretty exciting. I still have a long way to go. But again, this doesn't feel like work. It's definitely my love language. But again, go back to that. So we're going to talk a little bit about sleep hygiene because I feel like there's something that we're not getting when it comes to the importance of quality sleep. Somehow we feel like we could just be up. We get 3 to 4, 5 hours. The body is very forgiving. We take a nap during the day, and that's it. Not realizing that the older we get, things start to shut down. You start to develop hernias. You start to develop other complications with things you never even heard of. But as you get older, the body starts to respond to the beat up you've been giving it for the last 10, 15, 20, 30 years. And all this foolishness with don't sleep, just get the bag, don't sleep, get your money. It's foolishness. It's something that, again, our capitalistic society has really preyed on most of us about when it comes to sacrificing health over finances or riches or wealth. It's almost like you can't have both. You can't get a good night's sleep and be wealthy. You can't chase the bag and eat right. It's almost like you have to pick one, and that's not true. It's all about balance. You guys know me, my 3 M's: mindset, moderation, and movement. With those 3 foundations in place, you can become super successful, stay successful, and also stay healthy. It's been done, it's still being done, it's going to always be done. It's whether or not you're going to have the discipline to do it or not. And I believe you can. I know we can. I know we can. And I say that we because it's still a ongoing challenge, an ongoing battle. But I'm excited. I'm excited about growing and learning. Even though I'm the nutritionist guy and I'm here, look like I have the platform, I'm still learning. That's why I always have guests on my show and experts who are smarter than me. I always surround myself with people smarter than me. Sometimes I think I'm smart, but I know better deep down inside that it's best to have people around you who are smarter than you and who can motivate you and sharpen you in ways that you can't sharpen yourself. Sleep health, sleep hygiene. This is what's causing the inflammation in your body. You not getting quality sleep. This is what's causing you to be so moody. This is what's causing you to have complications in different areas of your body, because when you're sleeping, this is when things start to restore and repair. This is when your heart restores repair. This is when your brain is removing toxins and plaque and getting rid of things that you don't need, excess wasted proteins that you don't need anymore. It only happens when you're in sleep, when you're in restorative sleep. That's the only way it can happen. It's broken up when you're not getting good sleep. And if you do that over and over and over again of getting broken sleep, that stuff piles up in the brain. And that's when you start getting connections to obesity, heart issues, diabetes, hypertension. The list goes on. And then you start getting into mental disorders, and you start to get into mental cognitive disorders. And at that point, it's hard to pinpoint where it's coming from. Sleep, sleep. Uh, Caffeine, alcohol, late meals disrupt sleep quality. So here's the challenge for us. I want us to really lock in when it comes to sleep for the rest of this year. Let's really lock in. Let's get to a place where the Netflix goes off, the phone goes on do not disturb, the work laptop goes away. Let's get to a point where you are dialed in for good sleep, whether that is journaling, reading a book, prayer, worship time, time with your family, time with your spouse or loved one, even a little time with your kids before you go down. That's what we need to start locking in. We need to figure out a way to unscript our wiring and not need TV to fall asleep, or not need to doom scroll on the internet to fall asleep. Let's get to a place where we understand that sleep hygiene is going to set us up, not just for tomorrow, not for the rest of the week, not for the rest of the year, but for our latter years. We're getting older. We feel invincible now. We feel great. We're not having all those things that Chef D is talking about. What is he talking about? I'm fine. I can get 5 hours of sleep and I'm good. You don't know how my body works. Okay. But again, I do my part by at least sharing the information. And I hope that you're having these honest conversations with your trusted provider about your sleep health, about your sleep time, and you're letting them know, hey, I'm not getting consistent sleep. I am being woke up in the middle of the night for whatever reason, and do something about it. Don't just rely on the supplements. Good sleep comes from good habits throughout the day. Cortisol levels tapering off naturally, getting rid of blue light, and setting up the house so that way lights are dim. The mood is changed. That's what you want to start getting to. Not eating too late to dinner, eating too late to bedtime. This is what you want. Making sure the room temperature is at the right temperature, because the wrong temperature actually disrupts sleep as well. This is what we try to do this together. That's the goal. The goal is for me to sharpen you and you sharpen me. So can we lock in on our sleep health? Can we start taking it a little bit more serious? Can we say to ourselves that, hey, at least Monday through Friday, I'm going to get 7 to 8 good hours of sleep? Can we at least try? Because that is connected to so many other health systems that we have. It's connected to weight loss, it's connected to muscle gain. I don't know if you know this, but your GH, your growth hormone, is activated in REM. It's activated in deep sleep. It's not activated at the gym. You're not getting muscle while you're at the gym. Your muscle is repairing itself, ripping and then repairing and then growing while you're rest state, not while you're in active state. It doesn't work that way. So if you're going, 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 and you're working out all the time and you're trying to figure out why I don't see muscles, check your sleep health. How are you sleeping? If you're working, you're running, and you're trying to lose weight and you can't get rid of stubborn weight, then you have to look at your sleep hygienes, look at your sleep health. Because sometimes if you're staying up too late, then you are still activating your the hormone. You got ghrelin and you got the other hormone or these enzymes to let you know, hey, I'm full, it's time for bed. But when you're still up, your brain is now looking for fuel, and it's silly stuff. It's usually carbs and sweet and salty stuff. You know it's true. If you stay up past a certain time and either you're working on work stuff or you're doing school stuff. Shout out to the students out there, masters, doctoral programs. I feel your pain. I get you. And this might not apply to you. We in a different season right now, but generally speaking, you want to make sure that you get to sleep at a certain time, because then the body starts to activate different cravings and different needs because you've passed that sleep threshold. But that's what I'm just trying to let you know, that a lot of the magic happens when you're sleeping, and especially when you're getting deep sleep. That's when the magic is happening. So let's lock in. That's all I'm asking. Let's lock in and get a sleep routine and protect your sleep at all health. And if not yours, at least your children's, and make sure you and whoever you're accountable to, whether they're friends, whether it's a significant other, just get accountable with somebody and lock in with your sleep. It's more important than I think we give credence to. And that's pretty much it. I mean, for sleep health, let's go to seed oils, topic 4. Woo, seed oils. Oh my God. So this is like a divided topic, because the industry, the people who paying money, the industry people, um, are promoting seed oils to be heart friendly. And the reason why this happens is because back in the day, there was lard, there was beef tallow, there was butter, and these were saturated fats. And the overconsumption of these saturated fats was causing heart disease and heart issues. So they developed these seed oils. You got soy, canola, corn, vegetable oil. You have these oils that have found a way to remove that component of the fat. They're double bonded. It's made in the lab, so they're able to promote healthier fat, or fat free, or whatever the lab chemical people, marketing people put together. So you're looking at this, you're going in the store, you see canola oil, you see corn oil, you see soybean oil, you see vegetable oil, and right away the marketing tells you this is better. This is a better alternative. This is smart balance. This is way better for my family and I. Okay, boom, let me get it, not realizing that the issue with these seed oils is that they're high in omega 6. So omega 6, you've probably heard of omega 3s, but high diets and omega 6 is what is known to cause inflammation, especially in animal studies. This is why ultra processed foods are getting a bad rap, especially the ones that aren't organic and just garbage, because they're loaded with these seed oils, which are loaded with omega 6. Now, omega 6 is not so much bad by itself. However, if it's not balanced with omega 3, it becomes oxidative stress in the body. So if you're eating a bunch of processed foods, but you haven't intentionally found a way to get omega 3s in your body, like wild caught fish, then what's happening is you're introducing oxidative stress into your body. And again, these oils in itself aren't inherently bad. Again, to me, they're bad. I don't mess with any of the seed oils. However, the issue is when they reach cooking temperatures, because they're unstable when they get heated. So air makes them unstable, heat makes them unstable. So when you heat them up and they're exposed to air, you're frying your chicken in it, you're frying your egg in it, you're frying your hamburger in it, you're frying your chicken breast in it. What's happening now is that you're creating an oxidative state with this oil. So when you ingest it, and again, it's about moderation. So if you're doing it once or twice, I get it. That's okay for you and your family if that's the choice you make. But over time, if this is your main oil, because you think that because the label said it is heart friendly, it's we call it causation versus correlation. So, yes, something could be inherently good for your heart, or heart healthy, because, in other words, we call it heart healthy because it's not necessarily bad for your health in its current state. However, the correlation behind seed oils is that, hey, they're a better alternative to butter, tallow, and all this other stuff. The causation, though, is that we don't see that show up, especially in the way that they are processed in these factories and the way they're refined. So I want you to understand that when you're going in there, you're getting these margarine alternatives, you're getting these garbage oils. I'm gonna just say garbage oils and you're feeding that to you and your family, what's happening over time is starting to show up as inflammation, GI issues, and other problems that are showing up in health. Instead, and again, you could do this in addition to, I'm just saying, don't throw all your oil away because that stuff is expensive. But I'm saying when you know better, you want to do better. So as time goes on, you want to start just tapering off, tapering off. Don't throw away all your vegetable oil, all your corn oil, all your canola oil. Don't get rid of it. I'm just saying that there are studies that are linking that to cancers, linking it to endocrine disruptors, to reproductive health issues. It's linking it all in there because of how unstable it becomes when it's heated and how unstable it comes when it's exposed to air. Avocado oil, not bad for you. Obviously, moderation. Coconut oil, that's always going to be like a. I see something now. What about? Can't believe it or not. Okay, I see that. Thank you. I'll answer that in a few. I didn't even know I could do the comments on this. This is new. This I'm usually at my sister Felicia's house doing the podcast, but like I said, I'm traveling, flight issues. So anyway, um, so when you're looking at these labels they're saying no saturated fat, but you got to figure out what fat is in there. Is it a monounsaturated? Is it a poly? Like what fat is in there, and what is the base? Some are pretty good. Some are doing coconut. Some are doing cashew oil. Some are doing avocado oil. You have olive oil, the big daddy. You got olive oil. Some people like ghee. Ghee is actually not a bad alternative. Even tallow, tallow starting to come back as especially for the keto world. Beef tallow is not demonized, especially in moderation. Again, just natural stuff. That's crazy. That's the times we're in. That the stuff back in the day that showed to give heart issues, give diabetes and hypertension and everything else. They're bringing that back because it's a safer alternative than the stuff that's being created in the labs. That's the kind of times we're in. However, based on the market and loopholes of our country, you'll be able to go in there and look at a product like I can't believe it's not butter or Smart Balance blend, and they have omega 3 and omega 6 in there. These are some things you want to actually do a little digging on. I'm not saying they're all bad. That's not where I'm coming from. Again, if it was up to me, it'll be olive oil, it'll be avocado oil, it'll be coconut oil. That would just be all I would use. Or I would just steam my food, or I would grill my food, or even saute it in a stainless steel pan because after a certain amount of temperature, it'll become nonstick. Because I feel like we all think we need Teflon pans. No, it's just old school cooking again. Our grandmoms and grandpas did not have all this Teflon stuff, and they did just fine cooking eggs and all the other stuff without it worrying about sticking. That's when you go back to your cast iron skillet, and that's a whole nother conversation. We're going to go into cookware. Another Wellness Wednesday. We won't do it on this one because of the time that we're at right now. But we'll talk about cookware. Tonight we talked about plastic utensils and try to get rid of as many of this as you can. You shouldn't be cooking with plastic utensils, especially black ones. And I didn't even touch on this. I'm gonna go back real quick. Plastic utensils, plastic disposable forks and spoons and knives, the black ones have been known to have fire retardant chemicals in it. And these are the things that leach into your food. So be careful when you're reheating food on these disposable plates that have that film on it. That stuff is getting in your food. Be careful heating up your food on styrofoam plates. Forget about it. You are introducing so many toxins into your body. That's just crazy. Also, try to find a way to get rid of plastic utensils with any type of heat. And let me tell you what. Let me tell you how it creeps up. You have a cup of coffee, right? Or you have a bowl of soup. You go grab a black disposable plastic spoon and you're stirring your coffee or your soup. That type of heat is what can mess up your body because it will start to degrade the integrity of that plastic product, especially if you're getting it from these dollar stores and these value stores. I promise you, it is the lowest of lowest and the cheapest of cheapest of products, and they're coated with garbage. So you want to make sure that you are watching out using that stuff. But again, back to that question, just do your homework. Thanks to ChatGPT, thanks to Google, thanks to a lot of these search engines. Nowadays, you can turn and take a picture of the ingredient list or take a picture of the back of the label, and you can tell your search engine, hey, I want you to be critically constructive. What about this label's good? What about this label's bad? This is, and then you can go deeper. These are the medications I'm on. This is the complications that my doctor said we're dealing with right now. Is this product good for my family and I? Though that alone is a game changer and is showing that you're taking control of your health. Um, I did mention when it comes to cooking, silicone is also a better alternative than plastic. Silicone, again, I have mixed feelings on it, but I would use silicone over plastic any day. Silicone is still, it's the new kid on the block. It's the newest technology in a sense, and it's we haven't been seeing too many studies correlated with cancers and other issues with using silicone because of how they're engineered. But again, my top would be wood and stainless steel. Those are my top go-tos when it comes to utensils in the kitchen. Man, you guys got me off. Okay, but this is good. This is really good. Um, I wish we got to get into hot seat. This is thanks to Felicia. Shout out to Felicia. She's the best. She said next week I'll be set up with StreamYard, which I will be able to add anybody on that I can start doing my coaching on the spot. Some of you have been asking, hey, what's going on with Hot Seat? It's coming. I promise. It was a software thing that we finally figured out. And what happens with Hot Seat, we'll be doing on Wellness Wednesday. So this screen will be split in half, and there'll be some person, God bless them, they're gonna it's cool, I'm gonna be cool with them, and they're gonna tell me where they're stuck at in their nutritional wellness journey. It could be them, the way their relationship to food. It could be them not getting enough time to get to the gym. It can be an issue they're having as far as something medical. We're gonna have some fun, but we're also gonna have tough love. I'm a build burn build kind of person, so we're gonna figure out us. We're gonna be watching this person, and these people. I'm gonna have a conversation beforehand just to get some basics. But maybe their issue you're gonna be able to relate to, and you'll hear on the spot coaching, the same coaching I did when I was in the army, same coaching I do with my private practice. You're gonna hear that coaching, and you're gonna hopefully you'll get some takeaways and you'll hit some aha moments, and you'll be in the chat asking questions, and maybe the person to ask it because you'll see something in that person you may be seeing in yourself. A lot of us, again, we crave salt, we crave sugar, we crave fried foods, we crave late night snacking, and you're not broken. I promise you, you're not broken. It's not about your discipline, it's not about your genetics as much as they say it is. Some of us are predisposed to certain things, but those are either turned on or off based on our lifestyle. What's really happening is that there are products that we're being sold, and these products are engineered in a lab, and these people and these companies millions and millions of dollars to find ways to biohack your sensors, to biohack your pleasure seeking sensors. So it starts on the packaging. It starts with the fake I call it the fake good stuff. So you look on the front, no parabens, no dyes, no artificial flavors, no this, no that. Yeah, they say all of that as a distraction because whole food, you never had to go pick up a banana and the banana says no this, no that, no that. You don't see that on the apple. You don't see that with whole food. You don't pick up a bag of flax seeds and it says no this, no that, and 100% no, because it's whole food and it's already going to speak for itself. No man got into the process and redeveloped it or repurposed it. It's a whole food. So that's why we stress trying to find whole food as best as possible. It ain't always going to happen. We're going to have celebrations. We're going to go out to restaurants. People are going to bring donuts to work. You're going to have balance. That's the world we live in. But you and your family have control over what you're putting in your refrigerator and what you're putting in your bodies. That's pretty much it. Tonight we talked about weight loss supplements. Don't buy no more. Save your money. Weight loss supplements are a scam. And I would love for anybody to get in the chat and and any company go in the chat. I know they probably like you too small. Nobody know who you are yet. But you know what I mean? Like this is evergreen. This is gonna show up one day in the future. And it's gonna have all the followers that I'm manifesting it to have because the truth deserves platform. The truth deserves a stage. But yeah, at the time of this airing, whoever, put the product in the comment section that you have studies and you have proof that this product works for weight loss. You won't see it. You won't ever see that happen. Why? Because it's all a system. It's all a game. The FDA does not pre-approve any supplement on the market. Next thing is, don't forget to get those plastics out of your kitchen. Take, do it at your pace. I don't want you to feel pressured. I don't want you to go out and spend a whole bunch of money. But from my heart to yours, my conviction, I know better. So that's why I want to share it with you. I've been blessed and fortunate to have some great education in my life when it comes to the schools that I've been able to be a part of and be an alumni of. And there's a lot of great information out there. So that's just my conviction. Also, sleep. Don't forget to get your sleep. Try to get your sleep. I get it. You've been doing the way you've been doing it this long, and you feel like it's nothing broken. But just like that, I worked in a hospital. Just like that, just like that, just like that. Something happens just like that. And the body is already feeling it. And unfortunately, you haven't been given the goose rest. It's the golden goose, Aesop's fable. You haven't been given the goose rest. You've just been getting gold out of it. You've been getting the egg. You haven't been giving it rest. Um, Other than that, seed oils, do your homework with it. Don't throw all your fish fry oil out yet. I want you to do your homework. Understand that there's better alternatives. I know pricing is always an issue, but I'll be honest with you. With inflation, everything is expensive now. So if you're gonna spend all that money anyway, you might as well get something that's gonna be healthier for you and your family. And other than that, I appreciate you all. I mean, I know this platform is going to grow. This is going to be your safe place to come to get information. Thank you for those comments in the comment section. I love that. And if I don't have the answer, I'm going to find the answer. I'm going to start bringing some of my friends on here who are the experts, who are the herbalists and the healers and the doctors to answer some more of our questions. If you do want to be in the hot seat, you may not want to put it in the comment section. If you do, put hot seat in the comment section. But if not, there are ways to get in touch with me. I am at the chef d brand at gmail.com, or Chef D at thechefdbrand.com. You can find me there too. My Instagram, nutrition and wellness guy. Send me a DM. I'm on TikTok. And I pretty much, I see something else. Chef, I noticed some plates are made with, I didn't see that last word, Mela. Let me see if I can see what's going on the chat. Mela something. Let's see. How do I get in here? Um, Mela, let's see. Am I able? I'm so sorry. I wish I could see that. I'm not able to see it. Let's see. Just for y'all, I'm gonna get up and do this. Um, Top chat. Okay. It says, Chef, I noticed some plates are made with melanine. I haven't heard of that. I'll check that out. That's a whole new term for me. But I will check that out and see what's going on. Let me put that note here, and then we can melanine. We can put that in the chat, and yeah, we can put that in the chat, and we can see. Not in the chat. We could put that in probably next week's episode and figure out what's going on. We have got to our hour mark. Again, I never want to really keep y'all past an hour unless y'all start begging me and be like, hey, this is so good. I want more. I want more, like my Tonight Show. But thank you all so much for being here. I'm about to go rush back to the airport to catch my flight back to New Jersey. I appreciate you all. This was episode 3. Stay tuned for more. Remember, health is wealth, and I'm just here to make sure you're getting paid. Until next time, yum on. Appreciate y'all. I don't know how to turn this off from here. Maybe I just like come up here and go